we are back
For another edition of the Austin Sports Experiment.
Yeah, we're going to start out with a little NCAA football. We're going to recap Week 10 and then do some predictions
for the next week.
For Week 11. So let's just start.
It's already been that long?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Week 11's already coming up. Man, football's about over. No. Oh, we actually talk about and recap the top 25, and there was actually a Thursday night top 25 game last week. We had last year's national champions,
quote unquote,
the Central Florida. Just in case you didn't
Banners on the wall.
Banners on the wall, baby. That's true. They almost lost to Temple. It was 52-40, and Temple actually almost got them there. So that was an exciting game.
Oh, man, that's going to be a headline.
That's definitely a headline. And that's probably why they're still ranked behind a 2-loss Kentucky team. And
just lost this last week.
Yeah. Friday night, we actually had a top 25 game Friday night, too. We had Pitt at University of Virginia had just jumped into the top 25 and then lost to Pitt. So they're not in the top 25.
Get out of here,
Virginia. Pitt beat them by 10. And then jumping into Saturday, we had Texas A&M with their second loss.
Traveling to Auburn.
They went to Auburn and lost 28-24. It was a really good, exciting game to watch.
They blew a late lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, A&M's, I don't know, they're wishy-washy. Of course, I mean, it's Jimbo's
first
season with them, so we'll give him a little bit of pass that. We had Iowa State went to Kansas and beat Kansas by 24. Now, don't cry, Kansas fans. Basketball has started.
Has arrived.
So Kansas is a basketball school anyways. We had Louisville, man, at number 2, Clemson.
Do you want to just call this game off at halftime?
They should have called it off after the first quarter. 77. Yeah, I said that right. This wasn't basketball. This was football. 77-16.
That hurts just thinking about it.
They beat them by 61 points. I said, that's a basketball score. That's crazy. I actually heard a rumor that there was a side bet of Clemson scoring more than 70, so that might have been one that scored more than 70. Maybe.
Well, it looks like Clemson is clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, they are. They got that when they swapped quarterbacks. They sort of started going on the upswing.
Louisville, your football team is awful.
They need to go back to basketball. We had number 19 Syracuse. Syracuse are coming up to number 19 Syracuse.
Interesting. Syracuse hasn't really entered the rankings in a long time.
No, they're up to number 19. They beat Wake by 17 in Wake, so that means they're a pretty good team. We had this would have been a good laugher. Nebraska, as bad as they are, almost beat Ohio State 36-31. Ohio State had to win it there close to the end.
Okay, I gotta tell you, Urban Meyer, why are you struggling against Scott Frost and the Nebraska Cornhuskers?
And Nebraska went what? 0 and how many? 6?
0-6 to start the year.
And then they almost beat the number 10 team in the country. I don't know.
Okay, that's just strange.
Ohio State's sort of trending down a little bit.
They haven't played good.
No. And then we had one of the SEC games of the week. We had Georgia at Kentucky. Georgia won pretty easily by 17 points. We figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, Georgia has more talent.
Kentucky's been struggling a little bit lately, too, with their offense. So I'm honestly surprised they scored 17. No, that's probably about what they're averaging. It's about 17 points.
Probably. Yeah, that's around their average.
Yeah. We had Iowa, went to Purdue. They're a tough little team, ain't they?
Yeah, they're pesky.
They're pesky. They actually beat Iowa. Number 16 Iowa beat them 38-36.
They're one win away from being bowl eligible.
I think Purdue probably gets bowl eligible now. I mean, they've had a little feisty team.
0-3 to start the year, and now they're 5-4.
Mm-hmm. That's 5. I mean, they've come along in there. I might be afraid to play them now. I mean, they got a little spunk to them. We had the hapless Florida State Seminoles. It's Seminoles. They're not Seminoles. They're Seminoles.
Willie Taggart.
Baby. Lost 28-47. Gave up 47 points to NC State. That's pretty bad. Yeah.
You lose to Clemson by 40 the previous week, and then you get blown out by NC State, the same team that Clemson beat a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Now, let's go to the No Defense League. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Big 12.
Big
baby.
12. No defense league is. West Virginia, 42. Texas, 41. Texas was leading that game for the biggest part of the game. And then with 56 seconds left, ripped their hearts out. Ripped their hearts out. Drove down the
Talk about
field.
a brutal loss.
Drove down the field and then went for the
2-point
conversion. And
they were denied once by the refs, but the second time, nope.
They got it. So
and that saves West Virginia from having 2 losses.
Mm-hmm.
And that builds up to a great matchup later on with the last week of the season.
Yeah.
With Oklahoma.
With Oklahoma, that's going to be a really good game. I don't think either one of them gets into the playoffs now. I don't think either one of them's good enough to get into the playoffs now. But I mean, but I do think there's a New Year's Bowl berth
awaiting one of
whoever ends up winning that. We had Penn State at Michigan. Penn State is about the most overrated team in the Big Ten.
We've said it ever since we started doing the
big
college.
game. James Franklin only lost by 35. 42-7. 42-7. Oh, what'd you say? Michigan's on what tour? The
revenge tour.
They're on the revenge tour. They've only got how many teams left on the tour?
There's only one, and we know which one they're talking about.
Ohio State.
But do you know what makes this even more hilarious?
What?
Penn State beat Michigan 42-17 last year.
Mm-hmm. And Michigan put up to 42-7 this year. Yeah. And I think as of right now, Michigan is favored over Ohio State for that last game. Think about that one.
Yeah, that's wow. Remember when we talked about Jim Harbaugh possibly being on the hot seat?
He's on the hot seat. He's on the throne now.
Yeah, he's
the
on the
king of the Big Ten, baby. Yeah, king of the Big Ten. We had Boston College ranked number 22 at Vautech. Vautech's fallen off the face of the planet. Something's happening.
Yo, Hokies, remember that game against Old Dominion?
Boston College beat them by 10. Then we had the stinker of the week.
Here we go, Daddy.
Missouri went to Florida and beat them by 21. Beat Florida by 21 points.
Something tells me that Florida got demoralized by Georgia.
Oh no, it was. Do you know why I call it the stinker of the week? You want to know how many wins that Missouri had in the SEC before this matchup? Missouri had 0 SEC wins, went into Florida and beat them by 21. Wow, I mean that's a butt kicking. And then we had everybody's best team in the Pac-12. There's the best team. Utah went into AZ State and lost by 18.
That says a lot whenever you say is the best Pac-12 team gets their butt kicked like that.
They scored 20 and lost by 18. So, yeah.
Do you know what the Pac-12 does have one wild card, don't they?
They got the Washington State. They got the Mad Pirate,
Mike Leach.
Mike Leach.
Leading his men through the 7 seas.
Yeah, we had Notre Dame going to Northwestern. Notre Dame struggled a little bit. Northwestern's got a good run defense. But Notre Dame still pulled away, won by 10 at the end. So they're this close.
3 wins away.
I think Notre Dame makes the playoffs. Now,
so Notre Dame can make the playoffs.
I think that Northwestern was a little sneaky upset there that could have happened.
That they escaped.
They got through the
Ian
little
Book
trap
has
there.
worked wonders for them.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, we had La Tech at Mississippi State. You never know what team's going to show up, but Mississippi State beat the living crap out of La Tech 45-3.
Do you know what's strange? Did you know that LSU did face La Tech earlier in the season?
Yeah.
So it's good to have, if you're Mississippi State, it's good to have a 6-3 record.
Yeah.
Especially with who you got at quarterback.
Yeah, man. We had the game of the week, Alabama at LSU.
This final score did not look as brutal as it was, but
29-0. LSU had a great defense.
Yes, it does.
They picked off Tua for the first time
in the season.
In the entire season. That's the first pick that hit thrown. They held Alabama for no touchdown on the first drive.
Which has never happened.
Which is the first time the entire season. They only gave up 29 points to a team that averages 52. But their offense
is horrible.
Couldn't get a point.
Tennessee put 21 on the board.
Tennessee, as bad as we are,
put 21
up on Bama.
And you can't put up a single point. One point.
No, 1 point. Couldn't come up with it. And I like LSU. I still think LSU is probably the number 2 team in the country. That's how much I think Alabama's going to kick the crap out of everybody else they play.
Well, Alabama does this to literally.
Clemson is rising up.
everybody.
Their offense is really powerful right now. Clemson might give them a run for their money, but Alabama's still going to win by 10 points. We got Oklahoma, again, at the no defense league. Oklahoma went to Texas Tech and almost lost 51-46. How do you give up 46 points?
You ask me. You ask me.
How can you be a top 10 team, Oklahoma's number 7, and give up 46 points? That's what I say. The Oklahoma-West Virginia game is going to be really good. Whoever wins, it's probably going to be like a 97-95 game. There's going to be, I mean, the first to get to 100 wins. I don't know, but it's exciting though. They're just. If you like defense, don't watch it. We had Fresno State at UNLV. Fresno State.
First time we've mentioned them on this video.
Top 25. They're number 23. Won by 45. UNE runner Rebs are pretty bad. Then we had Cal at the Mad Pirate, Washington State.
We do pick the Pirates to come in. And
Cal was pesky, but Washington State still won by 6. Okay, let's jump on over to week 11. And we actually have a Thursday top 25 matchup this week. We have Wake Forest at NC State. NC State, they've been wishy-washy. They've lost, what 2 out of...
I think they've lost 2, yeah.
Yeah, now NC State's favored by 18 with Wake coming in. I don't know if they make the 18 points. Do you?
I don't think so.
So we'll probably take a little Wake plus 17.5 there. We've actually got 2 ranked games on Friday this week too. So we got the hapless Louisville Cardinals.
Horrible Louisville.
Yeah, at Syracuse. Syracuse is favored by 21.
We pick them to win
I think
by
they'll
21.
beat them. I think they'll win by 21 plus. Yeah. We have Fresno State again at Boise.
The Smurfs return.
I think that was Fresno State's first week in the top 25. I think it'll be their last week. I want to pick a little upset there. They're on the Smurf turf. There's no Gargamel in sight, so I think the Smurfs pull one out there. So
Well, Gargamel was having fun with Okie State a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have the Tennessee game. We got Kentucky at Tennessee. Kentucky's favored by 6.
Kentucky's offense has looked dull.
Yeah, and Tennessee's defense is actually pretty good right now. I think I'm going to take Tennessee plus 6. Kentucky still may win, but I think it's more of a 3 or 4 point game than it is a 6-point game.
2 deciding factors with this game. Tennessee's horrific offensive line. That's a train wreck. And Kentucky's lackluster offense.
They only have one good player, Benny Snell. That's it. So I think it's a low-scoring game, but I think it's 3 or 4 points and not 6. So we'll take a little Tennessee plus 6 on that one. We got South Carolina at Florida. Florida's lost 2 in a row. They're favored by 6 over South Carolina. What do you think?
Based on how Jake Bentley's been playing ever since that Tennessee game,
we'll take a little South Carolina
by 3
plus 6. So yeah, so we got some plus 6 on that.
I can't believe I'm picking South Carolina over Florida.
I know Florida. They just lost by 21 to Missouri. So I mean that's a doable thing there. That's a doable thing. We got Ohio State at Michigan State. Ohio State's they're struggling a little bit.
Yeah, they're struggling quite a bit.
Yeah.
Ever since Nick Bosa left, their defense has looked pretty lackluster.
Yeah, I think he might have took the heart and soul with the team when he left.
To the draft.
He's out there. It's the heart and soul of the Ohio State Buckeyes is working out with him preparing for the draft because it's not with the team right now. So we're actually gonna pick a little upset there. We're gonna pick a little Michigan State. You want to do a shout out?
Yes.
To one of our loyal listeners.
Macho Taco.
Macho Taco.
Free Mexican food for life.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, is a Michigan fan.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. We're going to pick Michigan State, really. We are. I like a little Michigan State plus 3.5 on that one, so that's pretty good. We got TCU at West Virginia. West Virginia.
Really lackluster this year.
Yeah, I think West Virginia wins by 12, 14 or more, so we'll pick a little West Virginia on that. We got Wisconsin at Penn State. Wisconsin's sort of having struggles. As much as we hate to pick Penn State coming at home off a loss, probably take Penn State on that one.
Yeah, especially
it would not surprise me though.
Alex Hornibrook.
It would not surprise me though if Wisconsin wins this one outright.
Really? Even with Alex Hornibrook at quarterback, I can't trust him.
It's Penn State. I can't trust them either. They're horrible. They just lost by 35 to Michigan. We have Navy at last year's national champions.
Quote unquote.
University.
Banners on the wall.
Banners on the wall, baby. University of Central Florida. What are the Golden Knights? Golden Knight national champion.
More like the Golden Fakes.
Yeah, they're favored over Navy by 25.5. Navy's pretty bad. They're 2-7.
Oh, look at their neighbors from the other side. Army's doing fine, 7-2.
Yeah. I'm gonna. What do you think? Do you think Central Florida will beat them by 28? Probably
How
will.
I
don't know.
They played against Temple.
They just won Temple by 12.
Do you want to pick that line?
I'm gonna pick Navy. I'm gonna pick Navy plus 20. I just got this feeling that 25.5
It's too much.
Central Florida struggled with running teams a little bit, haven't they?
Yeah, the triple option mainly focuses on running the ball.
Yeah, and Navy's not great, but neither is Central Florida, if you want to know my opinion. So we're going to pick a little Navy up there. We got Mississippi State at Alabama. Alabama's favored by 24.5. They're favored by everybody by 24.5.
Yes,
it's
normal to
If they can beat
that.
LSU by 29, they can beat Mississippi State by 24. Take some Alabama minus 23.5. All right, Washington State at Colorado. Washington State's favored by 6. The Pirate, I think they win that one pretty handily, honestly. Colorado's struggling a little bit.
So the Pirate claims another win.
Here is the biggest out of ranked teams. This is the biggest point spread that I've seen in quite some time. Michigan at Rutgers. Now Rutgers is bad, dude. They've won one game this year at
And
Texas
it's not even
State.
a conference opponent.
No, they've lost every other game by double digits. Except for one. There might have been one by 7, but they're pretty bad. Rutgers is bad.
Terrible.
Michigan is at Rutgers and favored by 40. That's a big line, ain't it? Man, that's a big line. 40 points? I don't care who you are. That's a lot of points. If Rutgers scores 13, you got to score 53.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Who put that line?
But, I think Michigan might do it.
Michigan's going to beat them by over 40.
Michigan wants to get to the playoffs, baby. They're playoff bound right now. So you want to beat the living crap out of everybody as much as you can beat the living crap out of them. If they can put up 60 on Rutgers, they'll put up 60 on them.
Put up 60.
They may do it. This may be a 63-10 game.
Oh, it's just
That's a lot of points, though, ain't it?
63?
I don't know, it's a lot of points. Anyway, we got Northwestern at Iowa. Iowa's favored by 11. I think Iowa probably wins that one.
Yeah.
By 11. We have Baylor at Iowa State, back-to-backs there. Iowa State's favored by 14.5. I think they pull that one probably pretty much too. We have Okie State at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 20. Oklahoma at home coming off that tough loss. They're gonna beat the crap out of them. Auburn at Georgia. Georgia's favored by 14. This may be one of the picks of the week too. Georgia will beat the crap out of Auburn. It's going to be 35-13 there too. LSU at Arkansas. Arkansas's
LSU only dropped 4 spots.
Yeah, they went down number 7. LSU's a tough team. They're going to be a tough out for anybody they play. LSU will get a New Year's Day bowl, and they will beat Arkansas by more than 14 points there. The FSU Seminoles,
who are 4-4, but they're worse than their record.
they're 4-5 now after last week's loss.
I think 4-5. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, they're at Notre Dame.
Take the loss.
Yeah,
Take the loss.
That one's pretty much over. Notre Dame will beat them by 20 plus. Texas at Texas Tech. Texas is only favored by 2. I think they beat Texas Tech.
Yeah, do you want to pick 3-point Texas win?
I think it's a 3-point Texas win, 3 plus. Yeah, we have Clemson at Boston College. Clemson is trying to prove something now too. Clemson's favored by 20 over number 17 Boston College.
Do you want to pick that?
I'm going to take Clemson. I think they beat them by more than 20. Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's it. That is it for our college. That is it for week 11. That is it for our college.
Send us.
Hope you liked it. Yep. Shout out to all our listeners, all our watchers. Thank you for watching. Get us a comment. Get us who you think might pick or win. Hit the like button, the subscribe button,
and the groovy baby.
the groovy baby button over here, over his face,
Somewhere
over his face. Other than that, we'll see you next week for the college football.
See ya next week.
Later.